If this was my student in one of my college essay programs, I would not have them start with that sentence. I see that term being used all the time. You're thinking about it, I'm thinking about it, we're all thinking about it. How is ChatGPT going to revolutionize the college application process? And most importantly, does it actually produce quality content that will impress admissions officers? Today in this video, I'm going to test how ChatGPT can write a college admissions essay, specifically a personal statement for the Common Application. And then I'm going to give it some expert coaching on what it did well, all the things it did not so well, and all the ways that it can be improved. Hey y'all, my name is Dylan Nellis. I am a college application coach at Dylan's College Essay Advice, collegeessayadvice.com, and I am also an undergrad studying at Stanford University. I have a lot of thoughts on ChatGPT and how it should and shouldn't be used. I think a lot of people who don't understand AI and technology get very scared of this tool and worried that it's gonna take over everything and oh no, we have to worry about plagiarism and all these issues. But really, I do agree with some of the things that some researchers have been saying about how AI can be used as a tool, not a substitute for things. So there are definitely ways that ChatGPT should not be used for college admissions and ways that maybe it could be used. I'll let you know now. I personally don't think that you should be using ChatGPT to write your entire essay for you because frankly, it's just not going to be good enough and it's not going to capture your creativity and personality and all those special details within you. And you are going to totally understand what I mean when I start to break apart this essay that I had ChatGPT write. Before I show you the okay essay that ChatGPT wrote, if you want to actually learn how to write a phenomenal college essay in 3 steps, I have a full 1-hour masterclass just for you. Now, this is totally free. Don't have to pay anything. And you can just sign up at the link right here. The link is also in the description. So just go to the link, make sure you register, and you will learn so much juicy information that you can directly apply to your college essays to make them 10 times stronger. I promise this is gonna have some really valuable and specific information that ChatGPT is not gonna tell you. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to read you the prompt that I gave ChatGPT, then I'm going to read the full essay that it gave. Now, I do want to note that with any AI, the quality of your results largely depends on the information that you give it, so the prompt really matters. So here's the prompt that I gave it. I said, I'm applying to the top colleges in the United States. Please write my Common App personal statement. The word is 650 words. My topic focuses on my fascination with astrophysics. When I was in middle school, I would play with a stargazing app every day and study the constellations. I was so curious to learn more, so I studied the history of the universe through documentaries and books. I want to create new scientific breakthroughs within space exploration and develop new methods that can also be used to benefit life on Earth. So what I did there was in the prompt, I gave it a summary of what I wanted it to write about in terms of the topic, and then also gave it some bounds in terms of how long the essay can be and what it's for. And this is what it said. Growing up, I was always drawn to the stars. The mystery of the universe captivated me, and I spent hours exploring the night sky with the stargazing app on my phone. I was fascinated by the constellations, and I felt like I was discovering something new every time I used the app. As I delved deeper into the world of astrophysics, I became more and more intrigued by the complexity and sheer vastness of the universe. I read books and watched documentaries, learning about everything from the Big Bang Theory to black holes and beyond. My love for astronomy continued to grow, and I was eager to find out more about the history of the universe and the secrets it held. One of the things that inspired me the most was the idea that through the study of astronomy, we could not only gain a deeper understanding of the universe, but also develop new methods and technologies that could be applied to life on Earth. For example, the same technology used to explore distant planets could be used to study environmental issues and develop new, more sustainable solutions. I was determined to make a contribution to the field of astrophysics, and I started looking for ways to gain practical experience. I joined a local astronomy club where I had the opportunity to learn from experts and use powerful telescopes to study the night sky. I also took advantage of online resources and workshops where I learned about the latest advancements in the field and the different career paths available to me. My goal is to continue my education in astrophysics at one of the top colleges in the United States. I believe that a rigorous academic program combined with hands-on experience and research opportunities will provide me with the knowledge and skills I need to achieve my dream of creating new scientific breakthroughs in space exploration. I am eager to learn as much as I can, and I am passionate about making a positive impact on the world through my work. In addition to my academic pursuits, I also hope to give back to the community by volunteering my time and expertise to organizations and initiatives that promote science education and outreach. I believe it is important to share the excitement and wonder of science with others, and I want to inspire the next generation of young scientists to follow their dreams and pursue their passions. In conclusion, my love for astrophysics has driven me to pursue a career in this field. I am eager to continue my education at one of the top colleges in the United States and make a meaningful contribution in the world of astronomy. I am confident that my passion, combined with my dedication and hard work, will enable me to achieve my goals and make a positive impact on society. Okay, what do we think? I want you to put your opinions and thoughts in the comments. I'm curious. Here's what I think. I think this is a really okay start. I was about to say good, then I was like, no. It's a good start. I think it's good if you want like inspiration, but if you just copied and pasted this into your application and submitted it, I'm pretty sure they're gonna know that you use ChatGPT for this and you're probably gonna get rejected, especially if you are applying to a top university like the Ivy Leagues or Stanford. Just being raw and honest here. So let's start with the things that I really liked about this. So I liked that it had a really good structure. So it started with how they got interested in their passion, which was the stargazing app on their phone, which is information that I fed it as part of the prompt. And then it expanded more on that and showed how they continue to learn and pursue that passion as they grew older. And then the next paragraph, it talks about more why they're interested in it. So not just what they did, but why it matters to them. And that's always really, really good to include because students constantly just talk about a topic or talk about the things they do, but it's like, okay, yes, you did that. Why does it matter? So what? Why are you telling us this? And the why behind what you do really shows a lot more about who you are as a person. It gives admissions officers more insight into your personal values, which is one of the most important things that they look for in a college essay. I also really liked that ChatGPT gave an example of how the student could use space technology to help life on Earth. They talked about sustainability, environmental issues, so I really liked that part. Okay, so the next paragraph is about actions, so what they actually did to pursue this passion even more. I would assume this would be more current information, for example, a astronomy club that they joined. Then the last 3 paragraphs starts to wrap it up and talk about their future goals, how they want to further their knowledge at a top-tier institution with a rigorous academic program, how they want to give back to the community, and reiterating all of that stuff in the last paragraph. So that was the structure of what they did, and I think it was pretty clear and nice. However, I don't like the ending at all. I think, first of all, it was just way too general, and that's what I'm gonna say about this entire essay, but especially the end is too general, and it goes on for way too long. And I really just don't think it's necessary to talk about like, I want to study at a top college in the United States. Like, you don't need to say that in your college essay. It's kind of already implied when you are submitting your application. Also, this is not a why us essay. This essay is not asking why do you want to go to our college. This is a personal statement. So those are very different things. And as an undergraduate applicant, I don't think that all of this stuff is necessary about like, oh, hands-on experience and research opportunities. Like, that stuff can go in a YS essay. It does not necessarily go in a personal statement. Also, just want to say, never say hands-on experience and research opportunities without giving specific examples. This is a tip for the YS essay, but it's just so general that it like irks me because every student is saying the same stuff. Same thing with like positive impact on the world, positive impact on society. They said that twice. So you do not need to repeat yourself, especially when using the same words. It just gets redundant. And also those words are very cliche. I think it was really interesting how they talked about like volunteering their time to work in other educations and like expand their impact. So impact is really, really good. Like, yes, definitely talk about the impact you have already made within the actions you have already taken and or the impact that you hope to make. So that's a really good thing to focus on. However, I don't like how they wrote about it in this essay because as you can see here, it's just so general. It's like promote science education and outreach in organizations, you know, share the excitement and the wonder. Okay, like give me more. What more specifically? Like, we're talking about science, what within science, what's a specific way that you want them to think about science? Maybe there's something that you learned as a kid when learning science and you want them to think that way as well to make them enjoy science more, instead of just thinking of it as an academic subject. Also, a lot of redundancy saying follow their dreams and pursue their passions. Those two things mean the same exact thing, so you don't need both of them. Another thing that I just don't like about the ending is it doesn't feel grounded at all. Like it's so like, I want to make a positive impact on society. I want to go to, higher education. Okay. So does everyone else. You need to really ground the end of your essay in the main theme that this essay is about, in the main lesson that you learned, in the main value, personal value or quality that this shares about who you are as a person. And it's also really nice if you can tie the end of your essay back to the beginning. And this essay does not do that. Okay, I was just so passionate about talking about how much I did not like the ending that I started with the ending. So now we're gonna go back and start from the top. So how does this essay start? And is this a good start? So they started with their first sentence saying, growing up, I was always drawn to the stars. Personally, I don't like it. And if this was my student in one of my college essay programs, I would not have them start with that sentence, because I see that term being used all the time. People are always saying, growing up, I blah, blah, blah. People are also always saying, I have always blah, blah, blah. I think, yes, sure, growing up you did do these things, you always did these things, but there are way more creative ways to say that. Part of the college essay is being able to express your ideas with creativity. It is a piece of creative writing. It is not like an academic essay that you would write for school. So it's so important that you understand those key differences and you have creative freedom to use your words. And if you want to stand out from the crowd, you got to use words that not everyone else is using. So how I would have liked this student to rewrite or change the beginning of their essay is give me an anecdote. I love anecdotes. I love stories where they zoom in to a very specific moment in time. So maybe it's them like using the stargazing app and show us what that looked like. It's always a great idea to show, not tell, in the beginning of your essay, especially because this is your chance to really captivate the reader. So if this was my student, I would coach them on creating a really captivating anecdote that zooms in on a specific moment where they were stargazing with this app on their phone. And so I would ask them, okay, what are you seeing on this app? What are you doing on it? Which star or constellation are you studying? Or which star or planet or constellation are you studying? What are you learning about it? What thoughts are going on in your mind? What feelings are you having? And I want you to use those thoughts and feelings and things that are happening to then convey your passion. So that way you're not just saying, I am fascinated by the stars, right? Like that's boring. We want your essay to have all this juicy goodness that makes people want to read more. My same feedback kind of goes into the next paragraph. So for the next two paragraphs, actually for the entire essay, I would say that this essay is just way too general. It's not giving enough detail. Like in a human being, in you, there's so many little things within you that make up who you are, just in terms of what you do, what you think, what you feel, all of these things that cannot fully be conveyed by ChatGPT unless you wrote all of it out for them. But even then, they can't necessarily write it the same way that you would in your personal style. So that's a huge limitation of ChatGPT and why I really do not recommend having them write your entire essay and just submitting that. Like, definitely do not do that. Next, I want to talk about your use of words and your word count. So you only have 650 words, right, for a college essay. And so every single word should matter, should be super vital and be moving the story forward or be relating to the theme. And if it's not, then it should probably be cut or condensed. So I noticed a lot of instances in this essay that ChatGPT wrote that they just used so many words to convey an idea that was just not that significant. For example, they said, One of the things that inspired me the most was the idea that. Do you see how many words that is? One of the things that inspired me the most was the idea that. That was 13 words to say nothing. Absolutely nothing. That was just the lead up to the main part of the sentence. Like, just get to the point. Or say it in a different way where you're not using so many words that truly mean nothing. All right, my next point is when they're talking about everything that they did, the actions. I started this club, joined a club. I took advantage of online resources and stuff. That's cool, but I feel like how this essay is written makes it seem like you're kind of just telling me stuff. And I don't want to be told as the reader. I want to be moved through a story where I feel like I understand your thought patterns and your motivations as we're moving through. That is a juicy essay when it does that. But here, I feel like it's just telling me I did this, I did this, I did this, and I'm just like, okay. So they say, I want to make a contribution to the field of astrophysics, and I started looking for ways to gain practical experience. They're using the practical experience as the motivation for taking action, but I feel like the motivation should be grounded in something that's a bit stronger. Let's take it one step deeper. Why do you want that experience? What specifically in that experience are you looking for? If it was like a club, then maybe you could say that you wanted to make this club so that you could form a community. Like maybe community was the thing that you really cared about. Once again, showing your values. So then I would understand that like, oh, you maybe feel really alone in your interest. And so you want a community for where you could bounce ideas off of each other and learn from other people. Or maybe it's because you didn't have certain resources at home. You didn't have a really expensive telescope. And so you joined this program so that you could get access to all this high-tech equipment and knowledge and things that you wouldn't otherwise have access to. Or maybe there's this really, really specific burning question that you have, which I think is probably like the smartest way to go because this is what really shows your thought process and intellectual vitality. It's where you're like, oh my gosh, well, I've learned all this stuff. I know all these things from, books and documentaries, but I have this question, this burning question. Why is this the way it is? Or how does this work? Or what if we did this? Could this happen? Could this work? Could this be possible? And then you take action to test your hypothesis. This is really awesome because then you are moving through your essay with your mode of transportation being your intellectual vitality. So you want to take action because you're so inspired. You get to really show your curiosity through these questions that you ask, that your mind is wondering, rather than just saying, I was curious to learn more. See how that sounds like really bland? Just like, oh, I was curious to learn more. Instead of like, my mind was wondering, why is this the way it is? How does this work? Those kinds of questions show your thought process. All right, so that is what I have to say in this essay. I want you to let me know, what was your biggest takeaway? Was it the fact that the essay is just frankly too general and that ChatGPT can't convey the amount of detail and personality and creativity that you have within you? Or was the most important thing that you took away the use of words because you only have so few words to convey your ideas, so you need to make every word count and not waste them on words that mean nothing? Or was your biggest takeaway about the structure of this essay, or how you should start with a really captivating anecdote? Or lastly, was your biggest takeaway in this video about how you move through the essay? Rather than just telling us information, guide us through the story and your intellectual vitality and your motivation. If you found this information helpful, definitely like and subscribe to my channel. I also have a full free masterclass for you on how to write a phenomenal college essay. So you can sign up for that at the link right here. It's also in the description. It's totally free, and I give you a full hour of my time breaking down the 3 steps to write a phenomenal essay. You're gonna learn so much from this, so go ahead, just jump into that. You can save your spot down below at the link. So I wish you luck on your college essays. Once again, remember that the real personality and creativity comes from you, not a robot. This can be used as inspiration, but it should be nowhere near your final draft. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.